What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Gat Talks. Today we are going to be looking at a lady's smartwatch, smart bracelet, which has quite a bit of fitness tracking functions, which we will get to. Before we begin today, if you guys have not yet already, make sure to subscribe to my channel, as I'll be coming out with new regular videos on the latest gadgets, electronics, and smartwatches. Now we're going to talk about the S6 smart bracelet, blood pressure, heart rate monitor. And if you guys do want to proceed to purchase this watch after this video, you guys can use my affiliate link below, which will take you to eBay and trust the sellers, and I will earn a commission at no extra cost to you. This watch costs anywhere between the mid-30s to mid-40s US dollar range, depending on the website and seller that choose to get it from. So let's begin and see what this watch is made of and what's got for you. This watch operates off a semi-touchscreen. So what that means is you really have to just touch this one button right here to go through with the functions. And if you would like to use any of the functions, you would long press this button right here, and the functions should start moving for you. Now, for example, we're on the home watch face, and we would like to see how many watch faces this watch has. You would simply long press, like I just did, to switch watch faces. Now let's see how many other watch faces are there. I believe this watch only has about 2 or 3 watch faces, which is not too many, but for something that doesn't operate off an Android system, it's probably the standard. Now we're gonna go and see other functions that this watch has to offer. Your pedometer, which will track your steps, your distance tracker, your calories monitor. There's different sports mode. So you can have your running, your riding, climbing. So the very basic ones, actually, your sleeping monitor, which is important to some, your heart rate monitor, which is one of my most preferred and must-haves, blood pressure monitor, which is always nice to have. This, I think it's probably your oxygen. This is something I never really use. Your message notifications, and others, which might be your settings, your anti-lost, power off. So that is basically it for all the functions on this S6 smart bracelet. We can try and see how accurate the heart rate monitors are, but I think this is just way too small on me. Like I said, I think this would be for ladies. So for a guy, this is something that's way too small. If we can actually put this on, we can actually see how accurate the fitness tracker functions are. Or we might not even have to put it on. Let's just put it on top of my wrist and do a reading from here. I like doing a reading with the heart rate monitor. Let's see. I think we just missed it earlier. It should be taking a reading, but it's not. I think it might not be as sensitive. That should have done it. Alright, let's try another. Maybe you would just leave it on and not press anything. That's what I would suspect. So leave it on and not press anything, otherwise it's going to switch screens. That's what it looks like. And give it a couple of seconds. There you go. So, correction on using any of the features. What you do want to do instead, For example, when you're at the heart rate monitor, just leave it on your wrist and not long press the button like, a lot of the watches would usually require you to do. This seems kind of accurate. I was expecting myself to be somewhere in the high 60s, mid 70s. Now let's take a blood pressure monitor. And just like the heart rate monitor, you don't press anything and just let it take a reading. Now I don't have high blood pressure, so I expect myself to be somewhere in the low hundreds range for the top number, and below 80 for the low number. Now when you get a reading from any of these fitness trackers, you do want to make sure to to cross-reference this with something that you really rely on before relying on these readings any further, because they could have readings that are just way off sometimes. So I got a reading from this. I think it was about 111 and 74. I think they actually switched the numbers upside down. But if you switch the numbers upside down from this reading that they're giving you, it's kind of within my expectations for someone in my 30s. Okay, so this concludes my walkthrough of this S6 smart bracelet. And for something that's about, in its $30s or $40 range, I think this is actually a really good looking smart bracelet, especially for a lady. It's got a pretty cool design. It doesn't feel flimsy or cheap. And it's got quite a bit of fitness tracker functions. So for its price, I do recommend it. It's something that I would get for a lady. It's got the functions, it's got the design, and it's got the look. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.